Hey, beautiful being. Welcome to the Earth and I YouTube channel. This is Shayna, and I want to send you warm well wishes in your journey right now. And I want to thank you for tuning into this space with me where we allow new concepts and ideas to be born and shared and to step forward on a path of unified higher consciousness for the collective and to feel that frequency drape into our individual lives as we pursue our path to highest ascension. If you read the title, you know that this video is about the self-loathing loop. And I have just recently become aware of this concept, and it's empowered me to allow those moments where I feel bad for myself to empower a new experience and a new perspective on life, on a circumstance, or on a situation. As you know, here we flow, and let's get right into it. This idea of self-loathing is a cornerstone of society. It is prominent in media, and I think that's very interesting. What is self-loathing? Self-loathing is a way of feeling bad for ourselves and pitying ourselves, and it causes a chain reaction. Period. Okay, that's what self-loathing is. It's pitying ourselves and feeling bad for ourselves in a way that does not breathe any progress or new discoveries into our lives. And now this is somewhat natural to, pity our situation, to feel bad. A lot of times it's an opportunity to experience deeper empathy for ourselves. Yet this can become overridden, and can become a place of comfortable planting. And when this happens, we become stagnant in our lives. When we self-loathe, it's almost like everything is wrong with the world except us, except our situation or our mindsets. This has been implanted in us from before time. It seems that this is something that is perpetuated by the higher order on earth to keep the collective where it is and to not ask any questions, especially about the big things, about the existential things. This self-loathing loop specifically is a form of mindset that is very common. And it's a place of relativity in human experience. Think about how easy it is to connect with someone over complaining or a mutual enemy. That is a form of self-loathing. Relationships, especially as a woman, I have experienced a lot of this kind of self-loathing where, men are controlling my image or the way that I feel about myself or what's happening to me. And I've seen this played out and put on by a lot of other women, and it's very disempowering. The loop is that we feel bad for ourselves. We fall into a victim mindset. We have to blame. We have to put the blame on someone or something. And we continue taking the same action that's going to bring us back to that point of self-loathing. It's almost like an addiction. So think about your life situation now. Are you loathing over where you are, or are you lusting for more? When you notice this existence of self-loathing in life, it's very uncomfortable and you feel very, very vulnerable. And I felt embarrassed personally. Yet that is the only place where growth can occur, and that's the only place that the cycle can be broken. I briefly mentioned earlier about how media really plays out the self-loathing loop. We have celebrities who have more money than they know what to do with, telling us why we should feel bad, telling us that it's these people's fault. I'm not going to use specific examples as much as I would like to because I don't want to personally point the finger, but it's a way that we can become aware of how media programs us into being less than we actually are and believing that we're unworthy of who we really are. Nothing is holding us down on chains. We have the key to let ourselves out, yet we continually choose to stay trapped because it's comfortable and because everyone else around us seems to be living in that same reality. When we go down this path of choosing higher awareness, we start noticing loops in our lives, and that is immensely powerful. Recognize that it's not just one thing you're noticing. If you're noticing one thing in yourself that may be detrimental to your growth, empower yourself in knowing that you're recognizing a loop. That is how reality works. One thing connects to another thing, continually on and on and on. And that's where our energy flows, and that's where energy gets caught as well. So I can use a personal example. Say that I don't just notice that I have an unworthy mindset when it comes to what I am capable of when it comes to working. So I have that mindset. I notice that mindset. It's not just the mindset. That mindset impacts what kind of jobs I apply to. That mindset impacts what kind of work I put out in the world. That mindset impacts what kind of action I take in my day-to-day life and the amount of things I am able to get done. In that, after those actions are taken based on that mindset, it brings me to the reflection aspect of the loop, where I look back on what I've done, I see the action that I have taken, and that leads me to feel bad about myself. Why would I feel bad about myself when I consciously choose the mindset that I'm only capable of X, Y, and Z in terms of work? That's what we talk about when we wake up. We're not being programmed anymore. We're programming ourselves. Recognizing one aspect of the loop is all you need to do in order to break the cycle. Why would you want to break the cycle? Why am I even bringing this up? Well, because cycles siphon energy. These cycles that we hold and maintain and live through in life experience are going to perpetuate out the 3D reality that we walk in every single day, day in and day out. If we really want to change our lives, we have to change our cycles, our loops. It goes into quantum realities and jumping timelines in the sense that once we open ourselves up past the timeline that we're on, past the cycle that we're in, we have the power to create a new timeline and a cycle that is more abundant, that is more expansive, that opens us up to a deeper reality, more choices, more opportunities, more love. And that's what we all want. That is the end goal for pretty much all of humanity. We want to unify on the highest timeline possible. And in that, we want to bring people up to that timeline so they can experience it themselves. Now I'm going to bring back that media piece and understand that a lot of these acting figures in the media that we've known and loved, they don't want us to tap into that higher timeline because they're functioning in a limited sense. As conscious creators and beings, we recognize that when we open ourselves up to these higher timelines, it's accessible for everyone. There's a huge difference there, and we have to maintain that awareness and that decisiveness when it comes to choosing where we're going to open our minds up to and who we're going to act after and who we're going to listen to and believe. All in all, the greatest entity that we can ever listen to is our own intuition and guidance. That is never disturbed by anyone outside of ourselves. It's never going to lead us astray, but we have to practice that and we have to build strength there so that we can perpetuate our decisions and our choices coming from that place continually and consciously. I'm going to wrap up this loop, this flow, in empowering you to recognize that it's all a game of cycles. It is all a game of dominoes. And even the little shifts that we make in the cycle open us up to new energy. And that energy has the potential to completely shift our perspectives, to completely change our lives from the inside out. All you have to do is be willing to move one domino a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, depending on where your intuition is guiding you. When you make that move, the whole trajectory of the dominoes is going to change, and that change is a mystery. It's an exciting gift that we get to open and reap the benefits of for time and time to come. And the more that we get comfortable with that process, the greater results we're going to bear, and the more powerful our manifestations will be. We'll start attracting those dreams in. We will start being guided intuitively. We will start shedding those layers of anxiety and fear and recognize the only thing we have to fear is the fear itself, that frequency. My divine loves, your dreams are yours. They're ready for you. They're real. They're plausible. They're tangible. All you have to do is be willing to put the work in and accept the fact that the results are going to come when they need to. The success is going to find you when it's ready. I love you so much. I thank you for being here with me, for tapping into the space collectively, and I look forward to connecting more in the future with you guys.